You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us on a day when the stench of dead fish smothers the Suncoast. Millions of dollars in state funding is now available to help counties clean up those dead fish. Manatee County receiving $750,000, while Sarasota County is getting nearly $100,000. The state's Department of Environmental Protection says separate counties are coming to them with projects for the cleanup, which is why the funding amount varies. A total of $6 million has been set aside for counties not only affected by red tide, but that blue-green algae as well, $3 million of which has just been released.
At some point we have to have a conversation whether this is a persistent issue over how much we're able to spend. I don't know that there's going to be an empty pot of money or a blank check from the state indefinitely.
Both Sarasota and Manatee County officials say if there is a need for more funding, they're confident the state will continue to help in the cleanup efforts. So how are the seabirds on the coast being affected by red tide? The team at Save Our Seabirds says 6 laughing gulls suffering from red tide effects have been brought to the shelter in the past 2 weeks. Experts say red tide is a neurotoxin and primarily affects the way birds think and walk.
So basically it affects their neurological system and they're unable to stand and walk. So it looks like they have broken legs or they're unable to keep their head up, but it's just basically the toxins not allowing them to move properly.
So far, laughing gulls are the only birds here on the Suncoast that have been affected, but Leeworthy says brown and white pelicans will be back here in December, so they're hoping the red tide will clear up by then. Over the last 3 weeks, Manatee County has cleaned up nearly 160 tons of dead sea animals due to red tide, much of it coming from Anna Maria Island. The county's using machines, volunteers, and inmates on work release to help clean up the beaches every day. Last week, Holmes Beach city officials put dumpsters at various beach access points. County's also started a red tide hotline where residents can report fish kills. And 2 Suncoast state lawmakers will put political differences aside to hold a red tide town hall this weekend in Sarasota. Representatives Margaret Good and Joe Gruters hosting that session Saturday from 3 to 4:30 to hear concerns about red tide. It will be at the Suncoast Technical College's Conference Center on Beneva Road in Sarasota. And to see all of our stories that we've covered during this red tide event, you can go to our website, mysuncoast.com/red tide. Let's get a check now on our weather. Meteorologist John Scalzi joins us now. We've already had quite a few showers move in in the morning hours.
Yes, especially in Manatee County along the northern coast of Manatee County. They got some significant amounts of rainfall. Also down around Northport, they got some pockets of pretty good rain too. West wind continues to drive that stench into inland areas, as you mentioned. Man. Yeah, it is bad today. Actually, I have some information to show you here, just in from the Mote Marine Spotters. They're trained citizen scientists that go out and make subjective reports of the amount of irritant in the air by sniffing. We had some cloud cover rolling in, as Scott was mentioning. That's an indication of those westerly winds that are helping to exacerbate the situation. And here is the information as of this morning from Mote Marine. You now have many locations, Coquina Key, Lido Key, Siesta Key, Venice Beach, all showing intense amount of that red tide irritant in the air and the fish kill, and all of it leading to some bad respiratory distress if you're out there at those beaches. All the other beaches showing moderate amounts. So rain showers ongoing. We had the heavy showers that moved on in and produced up to 2-inch rainfalls in some locations. That is continuing to press toward inland areas, and we'll continue to watch rain chances be high for the next couple of hours and then watch everything move inland. Complete forecast for you coming up in a few, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. New at noon, visitors have one more attraction to see when visiting the Ringling Museum from now on. Today, the museum unveiling its newly restored historic swimming pool, first built back in 1924. ABC 7's Marla Spence shows us the new attraction.
This 70 by 36-foot pool sits on the front lawn of the Cottazon at the Ringling Museum. The restored and transformed reflecting pool once looked entirely different than it does now. Ron McCarthy is the keeper of the Cottazon, who is set to retire this month. The pool will now be named in his honor. He tells us since the early 1970s, the pool was filled with mulch so no one could fall in, creating, in his opinion, an eyesore for the historic property.
After restoring a $15 million restoration of the house, you would come down this main walkway, and it wasn't the historic look.
McCarthy's one last request before retiring was to finally restore the pool. The David Boger Foundation made it happen.
The one thing that made me sad after being here 38 years that I've never gotten to finish this project. And a few days after me telling them that, they called and said they wanted to make my dream come true.
The foundation donated $500,000 to the Ringling, allowing an architect to bring the pool back to its nearly original state, which includes white marble slabs lined along the sides of the pool, a crescent-shaped bench, and a diving stand decorated with hand-painted Spanish-style tiles. The statue of Venus that originally watched over bathers has also been returned to its original location. I'm Marla Spence reporting for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you. Candidates and political parties are making their final push for support ahead of next week's primary election. The goal, not only to make people aware of the candidates, but to get as many voters to the polls as possible. It's something that both parties can agree on.
There are 38,000 more Republicans here in Sarasota County registered than Democrats. So we realize that we need to get every Democrat to the polls.
We're doing lots of canvassing, door-to-door efforts. We have 4 headquarters open. You see TV ads, radio ads. Everything is trying to drive the message home that people should get up and go vote.
Primary election day next Tuesday, August 28th. Polls will be open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And more than 500,000 more Floridians have already voted by mail or voted early than during the entire 2014 primary. Despite the early turnout, candidates have been going door to door to continue to get the word out.
We're door knocking all across the state of Florida. Matter of fact, I think we were in 5 or 6 counties yesterday. Today we're focusing on college campuses.
In addition to those waiting to vote on Election Day, there are still less than 2 million vote-by-mail ballots yet to be returned. And new at noon, Sarasota County's election supervisor says this year's primary may include the most voting in recent memory. ABC 7's Ray Collins is just back from election headquarters with an update. Ray?
That's right, Scott. Ron Turner says he is excited about the interest in the primary election. He says this week more than 8,000 voters have walked into the main office here at Payne Park or the other 4 early voting locations in Sarasota County. 37,000 others already returned ballots by mail. So Turner says they're at about 14% turnout so far, and he predicts after it's all said and done by Tuesday night, he expects as much as 30%, which would be the highest in recent memory. One reason, a lot of races on this year's ballot, federal, state, and county.
It's nice, it's exciting. It's been a busy time for us. There's been a lot of interest in this primary. You know, obviously there's going to be a lot of interest in the general election. There always is. But we're hearing from voters. They want to be engaged in the process. They want to make their voices heard at the ballot box. So that is exciting, and that's what this is all about, right? And as supervisor of elections, I certainly encourage that activity and for everyone to get out and vote.
So you can vote early until Saturday in Sarasota and Manatee County. Locations in Manatee County include Lakewood Ranch, Palmetto, Ellenton, and Bradenton. Primary day is Tuesday, and I had a chance to vote early today. Scott, back to you.
Through the mail. All right, thank you, Ray. New developments out of Iowa today where a vigil was held for Molly Tibbetts on the same day her alleged killer made his first court appearance. ABC's Alex Perez has more on the questions now surrounding the suspect's U.S. legal status.
The man accused of killing Molly Tibbetts,
Mr. Rivera, did you kill Molly Tibbetts?
Is behind bars after making his first appearance in court Wednesday.
Mr. Rivera, you have been charged with murder in the first degree.
24-year-old Christian Rivera surrounded by deputies, shackled, communicating via a translator.
Yes.
Authorities say Rivera confessed to abducting and killing Molly while she was out for a jog, dumping her body in a cornfield. According to investigators, Rivera, who's from Mexico, is in the country illegally. The White House weighing in.
The individual believed to be responsible for the murder is an illegal immigrant, making this an unfortunate reminder of why we need to strengthen our immigration laws.
President Trump releasing this video on Twitter talking about the murder and border control.
A person came in from Mexico illegally and killed her. We need the wall. We need our immigration laws changed. We need our border laws changed.
The dairy farm where Rivera worked the last 4 years now saying he lied, presenting employment documents that did not belong to him.
What we learned in the last 24 hours is that our employee was not who he said he was.
The farm now says when they hired Rivera, they used an outdated system instead of Homeland Security's E-Verify. Overnight, residents gathering for a vigil to remember Molly, her family issuing a statement thanking those around the world who have sent thoughts and prayers and saying our hearts are broken.
The family went on to say they will carry Molly in their hearts forever. The suspect is due back in court August 31st. Alex Perez, ABC News, Brooklyn, Iowa.
And for more on the latest breaking news from anywhere across the world, as well as your First Alert weather forecast, I invite you to download our apps, go to your app store and look for WWSB or My Suncoast. Still to come in your Suncoast News, why a new report shows spending hours looking at your phone is hurting your eyesight. And then later, how a 24-year-old woman managed to escape the jaws of an alligator attacking her in Citrus County.
A promise was made. A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A contract that weathered Tet. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Get more for your money during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Sunset Subaru. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Lease a new Subaru Outback today for just $249 a month or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
The day you lose your strength is the day you lose your independence. Muscle is lost with age, affecting your energy, balance, and mobility. Before you know it, you're depending on others just to get through the day. But you can reverse and prevent muscle loss. Introducing MyoHealth, a revolutionary proven approach to increased muscle strength and function in as little as 30 days. Live life on your terms with more energy and confidence.
After a serious health issue put me down, MyoHealth's getting me back up again.
I'm doing activities that I haven't done for a long time. It really works.
MyoHealth is a safe, natural dietary supplement, the result of decades of research and 24 human clinical studies. You can live stronger at any age with greater strength, mobility, balance, and energy. Call or go online now and take the MyoHealth 30-Day Strength Challenge.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
We have an 88-degree temperature right now and a dew point very high, 75. It was higher this morning, actually, up to 78 at one point. An indication of how much moisture there is in the air, and obviously there's a lot if you've been outside. Southwest wind continues to blow at about 7, and we have a heat index of 98 degrees, well on the way to a heat index of 100. Over the course of the next hour or two, I think a 30 to 40% chance of showers will do it. Then as we head into the later part of the afternoon, about 3 p.m., I will reduce that rain chance to about 30% and continue trending it down as we head through the day and those showers are pushed further and further away from our coastal areas. We have right now a couple of things going on in the atmosphere. We have the general southwesterly wind flow, which is producing all of these showers that you see from about Pinellas County down through the Florida Keys, through the dry Tortugas and such. And then we have this kind of ribbon of showers that's just to our north. That's actually an old trough of low pressure, a frontal boundary that's stalling out just to our north and is focal point for showers. The heaviest of the showers now located around River Road and 75. And head just to the north of Northport. Those showers moving off to the north and to the east, producing some fairly heavy rainfall there again over areas that already saw some fairly heavy rainfall. And then to the north, Wauchula, in about half an hour or so, you'll probably get tagged by some of these showers that are located just to your southwest. And Manatee County, finally a little chance to dry out. You had some pretty heavy rainfall today. So we watch this trough of low pressure stalling out, this southwest wind continuing throughout the day today, taking the showers and kind of pushing them toward the other coastline. Tomorrow morning, we'll still have what's left of this southwest wind, producing maybe a few coastal showers as well. But everything's about to change one more time, and by the time we get to Friday night, probably, certainly by Saturday, we'll start to see the winds coming from the opposite direction, that is, coming from the east. So today, east moving storms, a wind shift occurring late tomorrow into Saturday, bringing our winds instead of out of the southwest, coming in out of the east, which means afternoon storms that move toward the coast. And good chances of weekend rain as well. Our futurecast shows these scattered showers that are around now continuing to move further away from us, leaving our coastline kind of quiet as we head into the afternoon. For boating today, wind out of the west at about 10 throughout the day. You can pretty much count on that one. And the seas will run around 2 feet. You'll have a light chop. 40% chance of showers for the next couple of hours. 30% tomorrow. Some drier air might sneak in. And then with our wind shift, we'll watch a pattern change in the kind of showers that we get. Instead of the morning showers near the coast followed by afternoon showers inland, we'll get afternoon showers in inland areas that drift toward the coast, with most of the morning hours at least partly sunny. And then next week, I think we'll carry on with that easterly wind. Hopefully, it'll help with some of that red tide smell, Scott.
Hope so. John, thank you. In HealthSmart, hours spent looking at your phone is hurting your eyesight. A new report from the University of Toledo found that the blue light emitted from digital devices can transform molecules in the retina and then speed up the onset of macular degeneration, which is the leading cause of blindness. An eye doctor in Texas says he sees a lot of patients coming in with symptoms from being on their devices throughout the day.
Well, blue light on our devices contributes to what we call computer vision syndrome, dry eye fatigue, eye strain, headaches, and all of that is pretty prevalent in our young adults.
Dr. West says he's been recommending glasses to more patients that have been spending just too much time on their phones. All right, it's time for lunch, so let's head over to the kitchen and say hello to Chef Rebecca Peranio, who joins us from Giorgio's on Hillview in Sarasota. Rebecca, thanks so much for being in our kitchen today. What's on your menu for today?
Today we're serving a citrus salmon in papillote.
Sounds delicious. We'll see you in a little bit.
Thanks.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You are like no other. So why should your choices be ordinary? Ghibli, the absolute opposite of ordinary.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call
800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now,
800-604-0398.
or visit SoClean.com today.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
New at noon, a 24-year-old woman fought for her life after an alligator grabbed her arm and then dragged her underwater in a Central Florida lake. ABC's Victor Oquendo is in Miami with how she survived.
Citrus 911, what's the address of the emergency?
Hernando Lake Community Park got attacked by a gator, need medical attention.
The 911 call came in the middle of the night. A woman attacked by an alligator while swimming in a Florida lake.
It's bleeding. I'm freaking out. I'm sorry.
Florida Fish and Wildlife says a 5 to 6 foot alligator bit 24-year-old Felicity Marie Gillette and pulled her underwater. Gillette somehow fought it off and survived. Trappers seen searching for the alligator on Lake Hernando in Citrus County. Summer is nesting season for alligators, which could make them more aggressive. Just days ago, another alligator attack with a much different ending for a woman on Hilton Head Island in South Carolina. 45-year-old Cassandra Klein killed by a 9-foot alligator while trying to protect her dog walking along a lagoon. Her pet survived. Klein did not. And in June, a similar attack. A South Florida woman also walking her dogs was pulled into a lake and killed by a 12-foot alligator.
People want to walk along the water, put their toes in the water. That causes vibrations in the water. If you're walking in the water, those splashes are vibrations that an alligator reacts to instinctively. He doesn't know that you're walking your toes. It could be a fish dying. It could be a duck flapping. These are the things that are catalysts to an alligator feeding.
These attacks on humans are rare. You can try to hit an alligator in its snout or poke its eye if you were ever attacked, but the best thing to do is just keep a safe distance and always be on alert near bodies of fresh water in the southeast, especially here in Florida. Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Miami.
Glad to report that Gillette has been released from the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and the public beach access to that lake has now been closed while Trapper continues to search for the gator. Let's get back over to the kitchen. John is there with our guest today, Chef Rebecca Peranio from Giorgio's on Hillview in Sarasota. John?
Scott, thank you very much. Rebecca joins us in the kitchen for the first time. Good to have you here.
Hello there.
Hello. You're from Giorgio's on Hillview.
Yes.
And you've just started taking over their menu, I guess, right?
Yeah, we've been with the new menu now for about 7 weeks. It's been a great positive response.
Fantastic. Is this one of the items that's on the menu, or is this something special for us today?
This is something special for you and for the viewers at home. It's a very easy, quick recipe that can be done for guests, for dinner parties, or even a busy weeknight meal.
Okay, well, let's get to it. Show us what you're doing.
So we're going to do salmon baked in parchment paper. You just take a piece of parchment paper, fold it in half, and draw a heart on it. You'll cut it out. The salmon just goes right here in the center. Olive oil, salt and pepper. We have our asparagus.
Oh, nice. This is all a whole meal in one little pouch here,
It's
huh?
all in one bag, so it makes for easy cleanup, easy execution. If you're doing this for a dinner party, it's great because you can just prepare it ahead of time and then set it and forget it.
Nice. Now, with the juice you added, I'm assuming that's an orange juice?
That is orange juice with orange segments on the top. You can switch it up depending on your favorite citrus fruit, grapefruit, lime, or lemon.
Now, you say you're using parchment paper here, right? You don't want to use run over to your printer and grab a sheet of paper.
No, definitely not. And it is also different from wax paper, but you'll find it in that same section in the grocery store.
Yeah, okay.
So you make a series of folds around the edge just to seal the paper so it keeps the steam in. You preheat your oven to 400 degrees. You can even use a little paper clip here
Oh,
if you
that's
want
a
to
neat
make
little
sure
trick.
it's secure. Put it on your baking sheet right in the oven at 400. Now this is going to bake for about 12 to 14 minutes. So through the power and magic of television. So right here is going to be your quick little salad. We're going to combine all of the quinoa, arugula, cilantro, olive oil, and just a pinch of salt and pepper. We mix it up, and it'll go down first while your salmon is baking in the oven.
Now, is this kind of characteristic of the types of food you serve at Giorgio's? It seems like a very healthy Mediterranean kind of diet.
It is very reminiscent of what we serve. This quinoa salad here is actually something that we serve with our salmon dish on the menu with roasted beets and a citrus mustard sauce.
Ooh, that
so
sounds good.
Similar dish, but still a little different. So you'll put your quinoa salad down first. The contents of the bag are going to be very hot when you take them out of the oven. So
Steaming hot, right?
Yes. So be very careful when you cut the bag open. And you'll just slide everything out right on top of the quinoa salad like so.
Oh, how easy is that, right?
Yeah. And cleanup's a cinch. Paper goes off to the side, off behind, and it's picture perfect.
Lovely, then right to the table. Well, I want to remind everybody that the recipe for this is on our website, mysuncoast.com. Go on there, click on the dining button. It'll take you right there with Chef Rebecca's recipes and her video instructions as well. Giorgio's on Hillview. Rebecca, thanks so much. Come back anytime. It's a pleasure having you in our kitchen.
You got it.
We'll be right back.
Temperatures are rising and the deals are heating up during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota. The Ram 1500 has been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy for 6 years in a row. Get an all-new 2019 Ram Quad Cab for as little as $24,999 or save big and get up to $13,000 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
I work hard all day, and this is why. But taking care of my money has never been easy. Brinks knows what's valuable to me, making it easy to keep track of my money and pay my bills on time.
Here's to the strong, to the dependable, to the trusted. Your family counts on you. Who can you count on? The Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. With direct deposit, you can get your paycheck or government payments up to 2 days faster.
I don't have time to wait for a paycheck, cash it, and then run around and pay bills. Brinks knows what's valuable to me, time.
Call now or go online to get your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. There's no cost to order and no credit check. Load money onto your card and then shop online, pay bills, buy groceries.
I get a text alert every time our card is used, so we always know our balance.
And we're protected from unauthorized transactions. Brinks gives us peace of mind.
With Brinks, you can conveniently manage your money online and with the mobile app.
I get cash back on everyday purchases. Brinks knows what's valuable to me, saving money.
Call now or go online to get your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. There's no credit check and no cost to order. And with a qualifying direct deposit, we'll upgrade you to Brinks Preferred with extra benefits, including a savings account with up to a 5% annual percentage yield. And in this TV-only offer, personalize your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard with your photo for added security. Get paid faster with the Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. Manage your money on the go, anywhere, and get the peace of mind you deserve. Brinks knows what's valuable to you. Call right now to order your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard.
Call 1-800-290-8144.
There's no cost to order. Call now.
Tomorrow at 9 on Suncoast View.
From Hollywood right here to the Ringling, I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll chat with the latest Ringling College collaborator, the director of the 90s classic The Blair Witch Project, and learn more about his new Suncoast-based plans. We'll meet the cast behind Urbanite Theater's latest play. It's a serious topic to remind us not to take the little things for granted, plus the big weekend events with Linda and Cafe Barboso.
Tomorrow at 9 on Suncoast View.
Coming up, President Trump firing back at Michael Cohen, what he's now saying about his former fixer. Plus, how the red tide problem is now impacting Suncoast lifeguards. And after a sold-out event earlier this year, when you can reserve your spot in next year's Skyway 10K run.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story at 12:30, the president defending himself after his former attorney, Michael Cohen, implicated the president while pleading guilty to campaign finance violations. ABC's Kenneth Moten reports on the new details coming out of Washington.
President Trump versus his longtime, now former personal attorney, Michael Cohen.
He's been a lawyer for me, didn't do big deals, did small deals, not somebody that was with me that much.
The president downplaying Cohen's role in the Trump Organization on Fox News. Cohen pled guilty to campaign finance violations, saying then candidate Trump ordered him to pay hush money to adult film star Stormy Daniels to keep her claim of an affair quiet to help his campaign. Overnight at 1:10 a.m., an all-caps tweet from the president, quote, "No collusion, rigged witch hunt." ABC News asked the White House directly, did the president commit a crime?
As the president has said, we've stated many times, he did nothing wrong. There are no charges against him, and we've commented on this extensively.
In April, the president denied knowing anything about the payment to Daniels.
Do you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels?
Later, he admitted he reimbursed Cohen. Now, he says the payment wasn't from campaign funds. The changing explanations, along with the latest developments, have increased talk of impeachment on Capitol Hill. The president addressing impeachment threats from some Democrats on Fox News.
I don't know how you can impeach somebody who's done a great job.
The president predicted the stock market would tank if he were impeached. On Twitter, he said the only thing he's done wrong is win an election that was expected to be won by the Democrats. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
The New York Times bestseller list has a new top author, and her name, Omarosa. The former reality show star and White House staffer grabbed the #1 slot with Unhinged. The book is a tell-all about her time in the Trump White House. Book sales spiked after President Trump unleashed vicious tweets calling her wacky Omarosa and describing her as a dog. The publisher says they've actually had a hard time printing enough copies to keep up with the demand. Microsoft says it's doing more to prevent election meddling. The technology giant unveiling what it's called a Defending Democracy program. Microsoft will offer a free added layer of security to political candidates and related organizations. That service will send out notifications when attacks are detected and help organizations take action to lock down accounts. There's no word yet on when the program will roll out across the company. Happening today, a judge is refusing to lower the bond of a man accused of shooting and killing the man in a Clearwater parking lot. This is the story involving the Stand Your Ground law, where Michael Drejka shot another man after a brief dispute over a handicapped parking space. Drejka was later charged with manslaughter. His attorneys tried and failed to get his $100,000 bond reduced at a joint bond and arraignment hearing today. If convicted, he faces 30 years in prison. New video released by the state Supreme Court ruling shows the chaotic moments outside Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School on the day a gunman killed 17 people there. The heavily edited and blurred video shows law enforcement's response outside of the school and students and staff being directed away from the scene. The Broward County School Board tried to block the video's release, claiming it would reveal security blind spots at the school. Prosecutors also opposed it because it could be evidence in a criminal case against 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, who faces the death penalty if convicted. An update now on a Tennessee Waffle House shooting from April. A judge now ruling suspect Travis Reinking is unfit to stand trial. Reinking is accused of shooting and killing 4 people using an assault rifle on April 22nd. That shooting ended when customer James Shaw Jr. wrestled the weapon away from Reinking, who then ran away. He was later charged with 4 counts of criminal homicide. On the stand, a psychologist said she believes Reinking has schizophrenia. The court will now reevaluate his status every 6 months. And a follow-up now out of Ohio, where head football coach Urban Meyer is being suspended without pay by Ohio State University for the first 3 games of the upcoming season. The Board of Trustees also suspending athletic director Gene Smith for more than 2 weeks, also without pay. They decided the men did not do enough to report domestic violence complaints involving assistant coach Zach Smith. Meyer held a press conference last night to explain his side of the story.
I followed my heart, not my head. I fell short in pursuing full information because at each juncture, I gave Zach Smith the benefit of the doubt. This has been a learning experience. I'm a different person now than I was back in 2009, 2012. My awareness of domestic violence and how serious, whenever you hear that kind of accusation, absolutely I've grown. But I've grown over the years, and I will be very cautious.
Meyer is allowed to return to the team after the first game, but cannot be on the sidelines until the fourth game. Meyer is the former coach, of course, of the Florida Gators. Right now, Hawaii is bracing for powerful winds and rain from Hurricane Lane. Unable to evacuate, island residents are getting ready to ride out the storm, stocking up and cleaning out grocery store shelves. With bottled water selling out, some people are now going directly to water bottlers to buy their storm supplies right from the warehouses.
There's some reasonable limit that we want them to abide by. We don't want people to hoard water unnecessarily, and we want to try and spread the inventory for as many people as possible.
We've seen a definite influx in walk-in traffic, customers that are, or people that are coming in who aren't regular customers, just coming in to pick up water and get their rations and supplies.
The storm could be the most powerful to hit Hawaii since 1992. Meteorologist John Scalzi joins us now. We're all hoping that the storm, weakens and then
already
makes a
has.
turn. That's good.
Already has. Not a Category 5 anymore, so that's good. I want it to turn and get out of there, They're located at a latitude where they get hit every once in a while, and sometimes by bad storms, but they're usually at a latitude that kind of spares them the brunt of most storms, so that's good. I've been watching our sister station all day long out there in Honolulu, and they've reported over a foot of rain already during the overnight. So they've got much more on the way. Could be as much as 2 feet of rainfall that they get in a 48-hour period, so that would be a tremendous amount of rain for them to deal with. Right now, we're looking at a little bit of rain around the area as well. Lakewood Ranch webcam shows some of those building clouds out there in the Gulf that have moved onshore and are now moving into inland areas. In fact, the majority of rain now located in inland areas. Those showers continue to march toward areas of Wauchula and Arcadia. There's still a few down there around Northport, but for the most part, the heaviest of the stuff continues to press toward the east. That'll be the case throughout the afternoon. We'll talk about the forecast coming up in just a few. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. Marine life not the only ones dealing with the effects of red tide. Lifeguards at the beach now physically feeling the effects. Right now, not all lifeguard towers are open due to the lack of people on the beach. So lifeguards are rotating shifts to help cut down on the respiratory effects they're feeling. All of them are having to wear masks while on duty.
Before we had the masks coming out here, what you're doing is you feel nauseous after breathing these fumes all day, and you're coughing and coughing, and you have a splitting headache from coughing. So people were calling in more for sure because they weren't feeling well.
When red tide is at its worst, lifeguards are patrolling the beaches in trucks with the windows rolled up and the air conditioning turned on. And another dead dolphin has been recovered in Sarasota County. That brings the total now to 14 in a little over 2 weeks. Venice Marine Patrol says the dolphin was found about a mile offshore. Marine Lab also recovered 2 dead sea turtles about an hour north off of Anna Maria Island. Red tide is costing waterfront restaurants countless dollars. The general manager of Pop Sunset Grill in Nokomis says revenue there has dropped substantially as the smell from red tide keeps people away.
We've had complaints of coughing and, tightness in their chest and some scratchiness. I think everybody has it, but more or less it's the smell that just discourages everybody. And, you can look at the water, it's totally brown. It's not the normal teal color that it traditionally is around here for us.
Travis says the usual lunch crowd has been cut in half since red tide started to impact the area. And to see all the stories we've covered during this red tide event, go to our website, mysuncoast.com/redtide. An update now on a Sarasota-based travel agency that owed customers millions of dollars when it shut down. Florida's Attorney General Pam Bondi now filing legal action against Legendary Journeys. Bondi claims the company, which had 11 offices throughout the state, owes more than $3 million to people nationwide, and that they do not have enough money to pay back creditors. The lawsuit alleges the company took money meant for vacation packages and used it to pay for personal expenses. Over 800 people have lost thousands of dollars and vacations of a lifetime.
Thing that might have triggered something when we didn't think about it until later, they wouldn't take a credit card for the deposit. They definitely wanted a check. and see if we would have paid with a credit card, we could have gotten the money back.
The Attorney General's office filed the claim to make sure all customers receive full refunds and that the owners of Legendary Journeys can never operate a travel agency again. New developments out of Manatee County, where the Sheriff's Office is warning drivers to keep their cars locked at night after a recent string of car burglaries. Deputies say they have surveillance video of a man breaking into unlocked cars at the Country Oaks subdivision off Lockwood Ridge Road, just north of University Parkway. This is the man deputies say is responsible for several other recent burglaries in that area. He's described as about 6 feet tall. He's white with a tattoo on his left arm and another on his right calf. Anyone with information should call Crime Stoppers in Manatee County, and remember, keep your car doors locked. Looking ahead, want to run across a giant bridge for a good cause? Well, registration for the second annual Skyway 10K is opening soon. Event organizers say registration for next year's race will open September 13th. 100% of the proceeds from the race will benefit the Armed Forces Families Foundation. Earlier this year, they raised more than $500,000. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a company is offering employees time off after they adopt new pets in a new program that they're calling Fraternity Leave. We'll explain next.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
We've been fighting the war on drugs for a long time. We answer the phone 24/7, 365 days a year. On a busy night, we answer hundreds of calls. This war on drugs needs our intervention.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has helped people struggling with drugs and alcohol.
When the phone rings, we help people when they need it the most. When we get a caller into treatment, it feels right. It feels good. It's a blessing.
If you're struggling, drinking, using, and need to get clean, don't suffer alone in silence. Call Addiction Hope and Helpline.
Our people understand, and many are also in recovery. Call for support and strength. You can call for someone who can't or isn't willing. It's an act of love. Together we can help you beat this thing and erase addiction from your vocabulary once and for all.
Call 800-871-1644. 800-871-1644.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Wind out of the southwest is going to turn even a little bit more westerly this afternoon. Right now it's southwest at about 7. And with that westerly wind, of course, comes the irritant of the red tide, decaying fish and red tide toxins as well. kind of pushed toward inland areas. Now, the thing is, tomorrow, that southwest wind will be more easterly, absolutely opposite direction. So a lot of that stuff hopefully will eventually be pushed back out into the Gulf as we head through the weekend, and it'll be a little bit more pleasant around here. I certainly hope so. 12 noon to about, I'd say 2, 3 o'clock. Rain chances at 40% will be reduced to about 30%. Hold there through 3 p.m. into about 5 p.m. and then go down even further as we head into 7 p.m. as the storms get farther and farther away from us after a daytime high of about 90. You can see some of the showers in inland areas right now, continuing to press further inland with the heaviest of the rain near Wauchula and Arcadia, and a smattering of storms around Northport and points around Myakka. Otherwise, I think the heaviest of the rain nearer the coast is pretty much done. The heavier rain showers will fall in inland areas later in the day. Now tomorrow, some drier air back behind that front that I showed you in the last half hour may try to work its way a little bit further south tomorrow before the humidity returns again on Saturday. So tomorrow we may reduce the rain chances just a little bit. Tropics look great here. Nothing going on that concerns us. Of course, the big story is in the Pacific Basin, and there we continue to monitor our hurricane as it now continues to lift north. It looks like there might be some drier air trying to sneak in around the underbelly of the storm. If that were to occur, perhaps it would lessen even further in intensity, and that is the official forecast. Hurricane Lane lifting north, becoming a Category 3 by the time it's just about equal in latitude with Honolulu. Of course, it'll still be on the dirty side of the storm. Much more rainfall to come for that island nation, and the Big Island can see as much as 2 feet of rainfall as well as some battering surf. And then as it moves up toward Maui, it continues to decrease in intensity, becoming a Category 1 storm before it makes that hard right back out to sea. And hopefully it'll do that sooner rather than later. For us, west wind coming in at about 10 knots. We'll look for 2-foot seas, light chop this afternoon, and about a 40% chance of shower. Reduce it a little bit tomorrow with that drier air moving in. Over the weekend, the winds shift and our morning showers go away. We have afternoon and evening showers that build inland and drift back toward the coast on those 2 days. And as we head into next week, we'll continue on with that easterly wind flow. Back to you, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. In consumer news, believe it or not, what you post on social media can have a big say in whether or not you get your dream job. Mary Maloney explains how a new survey found that employers really do check what you're posting online before they hire you.
What's on your Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram? Your prospective employer wants to know. According to a new Career Builder survey, 70% of employers use social networking sites to research job candidates. So be careful what you post. The survey reveals that 57% of employers who look at social media said they found content that caused them not to hire candidates. Here are some of the top social media mistakes that cost people jobs. Number 1 on that list, posting provocative or inappropriate photos, videos, or information. Number 2, posting about drinking or using drugs. 3, posting discriminatory comments about race, gender, or religion. 4, links to criminal behavior. 5, lying about your qualifications. Another important tip, don't have a screen name that's unprofessional. The results were based on a national survey of 1,000 hiring managers and HR professionals. According to Career Builder, you shouldn't expect the social media monitoring to stop once you're hired. Nearly half of all employers say they use social networking sites to research current employees. For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
Next year's tax deadline, a long way off still, but the IRS wants you to check your weekly withholding amount now. A new government report finds that 21% of taxpayers will under-withhold their taxes this year, meaning next year you'll have to pay up. The IRS recommends checking your withholding amount now while you still have time to change it, especially if you've had any big life changes over the last year, like getting married or having a baby.
Especially because this is so new and it's such a big change. It could be a surprise for you sometime between January 15th and April 15th, and that's what the IRS really doesn't want to happen. They don't want people to be surprised.
There are calculators online if you want to figure out how much you could possibly owe the IRS next year ahead of time. So you've heard of maternity and paternity leave, but what about fraternity leave? That's right, an in-time office for employees have recently adopted a new furry friend. It's the newest perk that's being offered by a Minneapolis digital marketing firm. It lets employees with the new pets work from home for a week. The company says the goal is to celebrate their diverse workforce and support a healthy work-life balance. Fraternity leave, just one of the things this company offers. Also, home days every month, work from home days, a week off between Christmas and New Year's, and summer Fridays year-round, allowing employees to leave early in the afternoon on Fridays. Still to come in your Suncoast News, why rock band Aerosmith is in legal battle with President Trump over the music he's using at his rallies.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Auburn Opelika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit rtjgolf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
Another pair of satisfied emotions. Looks to me like elation and maybe some amazement. It's part of the Honda Summer Spectacular Event experience. You could say satisfaction comes standard here, just like the Honda Accord comes standard with a luxurious, roomy interior. All at the Honda Summer Spectacular Event.
We see it all the time.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Accord, 2018's North American Car of the Year.
When you are home alone, an emergency can become a tragedy. However, with any of Life Alert's 3 emergency systems, help can be summoned immediately, whether in the bathroom,
I've fallen in the shower.
at home,
Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
and on the go.
Help! I've fallen in the park and I can't get up.
Don't worry, help is on the way.
Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-518-0221. That's 1-800-518-0221. Call now, 1-800-518-0221. For a free brochure, call 1-800-518-0221.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
The SoClean works and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
Coming up on ABC 7 News at 4, after 20 years, Venice is finally getting a new hotel. We'll show you the plans and how city officials hope it will bring more visitors to that area. Plus, with so many people avoiding the beaches due to red tide, where can you go to enjoy the Suncoast without the smell? We hope you'll join us later this afternoon at 4 o'clock. In entertainment news, Kevin Spacey is under investigation again in Los Angeles. And how will Aretha Franklin's massive estate be divided up? ABC's Jason Nathanson has the Showbiz Wrap.
Officials in Los Angeles are looking into a second sex assault case involving Kevin Spacey. The LA County Sheriff's Department has presented a new case to prosecutors who will then decide if Spacey will be charged with a crime. Cops say the alleged assault happened in October of 2016. The first case was handed over to the LA County District Attorney's Office in April. Spacey's also under investigation for assault in Nantucket and London. Looks like the Queen of Soul didn't have any plans in place on how to divvy up her kingdom. Aretha Franklin died without a will. And in Michigan, the law states that if an unmarried person dies without a will, everything goes to the kids. Her 4 sons have filed papers to make that happen. The estate is said to be worth millions, including real estate and her song catalog.
I am going through a bit of a timing phase. How long will it last? We'll find out.
TV's top show is coming to an end. The Big Bang Theory's upcoming 12th season will be its last. And when it ends next year, it'll have run for 279 episodes, the most ever for a studio audience comedy. Last season, The Big Bang Theory was the most watched show on TV. To date, it's been nominated for 52 Emmys, winning 10. And happy birthday Thursday to recent Oscar winner Kobe Bryant, turning 40. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
The rock band Aerosmith wants President Trump to stop using its song at his rallies. Singer Steven Tyler's attorney sent a cease and desist letter one day after the president used Aerosmith's "Livin' on the Edge," accusing President Trump of falsely implying that Tyler endorses the president. This is not the first time Trump and Tyler have feuded over Aerosmith's music. Tyler's attorneys say 2 previous cease and desist letters were sent in 2015 during the presidential campaign. George Clooney may be taking a break from the big screen, but he has still managed to come in as the highest paid actor on Forbes' 2018 list. The 57-year-old took in $239 million in pre-tax earnings, mostly from the sale of his Casamigos tequila company. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson came in a distant second with $124 million, and Iron Man Robert Downey Jr. came in third with $81 million. Finally, a vintage Ferrari may soon become the most expensive car ever sold at auction. It's a stunning 1962 250 GTO, one of only 36 ever built. It's expected to fetch anywhere, John, from between $45 to $60 million. The current record holder for most expensive car ever auctioned, another Ferrari 250 GTO that sold for $38 million in 2014. Sotheby's is billing the car as the most important Ferrari ever publicly offered.
Can I just say you gave me goosebumps the way you read that?
With enthusiasm. Yeah, I love it. Have a great day, everyone. See you again at 4.